All right, so we're going to change packages on you. We're going to talk about David Andrews because that's a big, big loss. He is the anchor of the offensive line. He's the quarterback on the offensive line. And all of a sudden, he's gone.
Steve, we got so many different layers to the loss of David Andrews. First and foremost, the Patriots' offensive line has been what's holding them back. And now you take maybe the one most reliable piece away from that unit, and it's going to hold you back even more. So that's the first thing. The second thing we can talk about is if you ever turn to Drake Maye, or you plan to turn to Drake Maye, having David Andrews there was such a big piece of that, Steve.
I know.
Because you know this, in this offense, David's the one calling things out. It's not the quarterback anymore. It was always Tom Brady.
Right.
Now it was David Andrews.
And he's calling out things, just to make it clear, he's calling out things for the guys to the right of him, to the guys to the left of him, all down that offensive line. And now you got
quarterback too.
Yeah.
And so now I don't know how much it'll affect their timeline, Steve, for when they ultimately turn to Drake Maye, but it's got to be part of just the overall conversation of, hey, look, you want to put Drake. What have they talked about, Steve?
Right.
You want to put the rookie quarterback in a position where you feel like you can support him.
No question about it. And it's next man up mentality. So that means what? Nick Leverett?
Nick Leverett came in and in the 49ers game, but Steve, he was limited in practice today with an injury of his own, with an ankle injury.
We have so many injuries all at once, especially down in the trenches.
It's tough. It happens, right? That's not the only team it happens to, but very unfortunate, Steve, where they might have to turn to a practice squad player that fans have probably never heard of, a guy named Brian Hudson, who played at Louisville, was with the Detroit Lions in training camp, and the Patriots signed him to their practice squad. They have Liam Fornadell, a former Canadian Football League player. These are names that I think people watching us out there might say, who? Who? But you might have to turn to him.
So if you are Drake Maye, do you want to go in?
I think the competitor in you always wants to go in, Steve.
Okay, but when you see, and when Drake Maye stands on the sideline, you see the thing in his ear, right? And he's watching Jacoby Brissett get up so slowly. Okay? What do you think's going on in his mind?
I got to be ready to possibly go in, right? Like he's one snap away, right? He's one play. And honestly, Steve, for this whole discussion on when the Patriots might turn to Drake Maye, it might be the time that Jacoby Brissett doesn't get up. Steve, 4 games they've played. You know the number of hits Jacoby Brissett has taken? 40. 40 hits for Jacoby Brissett. And he's so tough. And that doesn't include the one he got steamrolled on when he's trying to make a tackle on Fred Warner on the pick 6 in San Francisco. He has taken a beating, and his toughness is impressive to me.